Usually board game collectors research their purchases savoring the hunt. Other times a board game enters our collection that wasn't on our radar. This is the case for me in Chaos Order. Let's talk about that. I'm Gastel Estwane, a guest reviewer with Legendary Tactics. When a game enters our collection by gift, especially one that we know little about, then the first thing is to get an impression of how it fits into our collection, and ultimately what group of friends might be interested in playing such a game. First, I'll cover my initial impressions of the game. This game works by placing pricing tiles on various actions, and then executing the actions in a particular order. Your pricing tile allows you to use that action for free, but makes other players have to pay to execute that action. Do you use a high-cost tile to dissuade opponents or make them pay dearly? Or do you price lower so that they will take the action, gaining you a valuable resource? An interesting choice. And that's my first impression of this game. It's one that is filled with interesting choices that make a difference. This game has asymmetrical victory conditions and variable faction powers. This is good and bad. It's good because it makes the game different and interesting, but it's bad because an asymmetrical game needs dedicated players who will learn their own factions. Not every player wants to learn for themselves, but would rather be taught how to play. Teaching each player how to operate their faction effectively takes time away from playing. The artwork for this game is both exciting and terrible. It's exciting because an obvious amount of creativity went into the design of each faction and its leaders. However, in my opinion, the artwork is subpar, and I wouldn't look twice at this on the shelf at the game store. I believe ultimately that would be a mistake, as I feel this game has something exciting to offer. I'd like to talk briefly about asymmetry versus variable faction powers. I have always found asymmetrical games difficult to get to the table. Games like Vast and Root are great games, but suffer from a steep learning curve for each faction. Games like Descent suffer from the one versus many problem, where someone always feels like they're getting demolished. Variable faction powers reduce this problem by using a standard rule set which all factions follow, and variety is added in small doses. Games like Cosmic Encounter, Twilight Imperium, and Neuroshima Hex provide a base game system and then play with the mechanics through these variable powers. Chaos Order has both asymmetry in its victory conditions, but also variable player powers with how mechanics are used by each faction. Is this a winning formula? I simply can't say, but stay tuned as Legendary Tactics continues the exploration of this game. The next video on this game will be a playthrough, and a third video will answer the question, does this combination work? Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on these upcoming videos, and while you're waiting, go and check out the other Legendary Tactics videos. It's always fun to get a new game, and to me, Chaos Order seems like an interesting game that needs just the right mix of dedicated players. We'll find out. Join me next time.